Hey guys, before we start the live stream, I just want to give a massive shout out to TBC Live for sponsoring the channel. Guys, TBC Live is a fantastic way to communicate, and it's a fantastic way to, um, play with your favorite content creators on TBC Live. You can predict the outcome of NRL matches, whether it be first try scorer, whether it be a 40-20 or whatever it may be, guys. TBC Live, lots of fun. Download the app today, and I'll see you on there. Anyway, let's get into tonight's live stream. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream for your Monday night. It is currently 7:18 p.m. It is September 16, 2024, and I won't lie, I am very, very flat. I'm tired. I'm fatigued. I was in Townsville. I am bugged, man. I only got back today. So, yeah, I am feeling the effects of jet lag. So, very big weekend, man. Very, very big weekend in Townsville. I did see all the games. I didn't get a chance to review Melbourne Cronulla because I was at the Leeds Club and it was all happening. So I decided not to do it. And Bulldogs Manly, I was at the airport for ages, so I didn't get a chance to review that game. So that's why I thought I'd do a bit of a stream tonight and do a bit of a recap and review of each game from the weekend. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys go and join TBC Live. The link is in the description box down below. And more importantly, if you haven't checked out the vlog, make sure you go and check out the vlog. Cowboys Knights finals vlog. It's absolutely insane. One of the best. Make sure you watch it. It is very, very good. Anyway, hello to the live chat as always. We got Jason Reader. We got Luke Melbourne Storm fan. We got Sports Music is God. Lockie is in the chat. William Pearson. Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Hello. Hosea. Everyone that's here, I hope you are all doing well. We'll try and go over these games fairly quickly, man. I'm bloody exhausted. I'm exhausted from the weekend. How smashed did I get at the Leeds Club? After we won Saturday night, very, very smashed, to be honest. Anyway, let's get into it, man. Panthers 30, Roosters 10. I did a bit of a review on this game already, so I won't spend long on this. I thought the Panthers got off to a really good start, and I think if the Roosters were going to win, then they needed to do what Penrith did, and that will start well. And 24-0 at half time, the game was over, really. Roosters were they were never in the fight. They did well early on in the second half, first 10, 15 minutes. They had a bit of momentum, still down 24-10. There was a really bad call that went against them. I think it was the Daniel Tupou no try where the so-called forward pass. It was a terrible decision. It didn't have an impact on the game as in terms of the Roosters winning or potentially, being behind by a try. They still would have been down 10 to 8 points, but just those sort of calls, you got to get them right. Got to get them right. Penrith were just too good on the night, man. They proved why they are the three-time champs, and they're looking for 4 in a row, and they're going to be hard to beat. Penrith are going to be hard to beat, man. They will play either the Sharks or Cowboys. They're going to be very, very hard to beat. But yeah, look, I thought the Panthers. They just started so well, and they didn't do a whole lot in the second half, but the game was over. The damage was done. Penrith were just a little bit too good. Roosters halves didn't look great. Kiri and Smith got hammered all game. Their backs were disappointing. Manu was very quiet. They got to try and work it out because this week they take on Manly, and it won't get any easier for that. Won't get any easier for them. All right, now moving on to the second game of the finals, we had Melbourne versus Cronulla. Melbourne Storm 37, Cronulla Sharks 10. Just when you think the Sharks were in the game, they were looking all right. They had a crack. Melbourne just so good. Melbourne was so good. The Sharks, look, they were in the game for a while, and credit to them. Like, they tried really hard, but they just didn't have enough. Not enough class, and just not enough class to win. Like, the way the Sharks started was so poor. Like, Melbourne kick off. Cronulla dropped the ball backwards off the kickoff. It goes dead. Sharks go short dropout, don't get the ball. Munster scores next set. Melbourne just ran away with it, man. To the Sharks' credit, thought the Sharks were good in the first half. Sani Katoa scored a very nice try off a nice ball from Talakai. Nakora got a very good one on half time, but it was just business for the Melbourne Storm. Nothing personal. I know there's a bit of history between Melbourne and Cronulla, but for Melbourne, it was just business. They just wanted to, get there, get to week 3 of the finals. When they were leading 12-4, I think it was 14-4. I was like, anything more than this, it'll be bad. And then when Britain Nakora scored with about 5 seconds to half time, and the score was 14-10 Melbourne, I thought to myself, Cronulla are within a chance. They are a sniff in this game. They are a slim chance. 14-10 probably flattered Cronulla. But in the second half began, and look, the Sharks tried really hard, but you look at the start of their second half, man, like they had Jack Williams give away a penalty. Will Kennedy gave away a 6 again. Hines knocked on. Talakai knocked on. And eventually, you make too many errors, and then Melbourne are just going to make you pay, man. That's what they do. Harry Grant absolutely carved up. Harry Grant had 3 tries. Harry Grant hasn't played that good all year. Now, I know, obviously Harry Grant's probably been the best 9 all year, but they were too good. Melbourne were far too good in this game. 37-10. Scoreline blew out a little bit, which is disappointing. But the Sharks are in trouble, man. They got some problems, man. Nico Hines did not look good. He looked really flat. Bit weird, Nico Hines' form. He's come up against the Warriors, didn't have the greatest game. Had an absolute blinder against Manly in the final round. And then in this game, had an absolute stinker. So who knows what Nico Hines you're going to get. At the moment, you just don't know. But this was the Harry Grant show. Will Warbrick was great as well. Grant had a hat trick. It was outstanding. Melbourne, they're through to another preliminary final in Melbourne. They'll be very hard to beat next week. They take on the winner of Roosters Manly. So we'll see how that goes. But Melbourne are in the box seat for another grand final. It's theirs to lose. Them and Penrith. If one of them slip up, then who knows what will happen. But Melbourne were just too good for the Sharks. Too quick. All right, the game that I was at, the best game of the weekend, Cowboys versus Knights. Obviously, I'm going to be a bit biased in saying that, but this game had so... Loved it. Were the Cowboys bad in the first half? Yeah. We didn't have a great first half. And I think anyone that played in the game would say our first half was pretty flat. I mean, Kyle Feldt gets the intercept. Unbelievable start. And then Ponga was a handful all game, man. I thought Kalen Ponga was absolutely outstanding for the Knights. He was a handful all night, stepping, passing, involved in a lot. Kicking game was so good. Wow. Ponga had a blinder, man. Ponga had a blinder. Now, the Knights had a great chance to win. The Knights almost had us beat. They led 12-4 at half time. Now, at half time, I'll be honest, I was pretty pissed off. I was disappointed with how we were playing. I thought we were really ordinary, especially in that first half. But as soon as Murray Talangi scored early in the second half and we were down 12-10, I just had a feeling that we are going to win the game. I just had a feeling that we were going to win the game. And then obviously McLean went over, and then Lucas got one back, and it was 16 all, and it was a pretty good game of footy. And then Ruben Cotter with one of the luckiest NRL tries you will see all year. The ball goes up, it gets tapped back by Felt. I can't remember if it was Leo Thompson or if it was Saifidi. One of them knocked the ball on. So at best, at worst, Cowboys were going to get a scrum 10 metres out. And then Cotter, it comes off his knee, and then he dives on the ball before, I think it was Ponga, and it ends up being a try. Cowboys go in front 22-16, and then with about 2 minutes to go, Dearden saw a bit of space, took on the line and scored, sealed the deal. Cowboys win 28-16, but you can talk about Newcastle leading 12-4 and blowing an 8-point lead and winning from there. But where Newcastle lost the game was when Kalen Ponga got past Tom Dearden and Hilam Lukey, or might have been Val Holmes, on that edge, went through. He had Tyson Gamble on the inside. I think Jack Cogger might have been there as well. He had Gagai on his outside. Ponga throws a pretty tough pass for Gagai. Gagai drops the ball. And then 4 or 5 minutes later, Ruben Cotter scores that crazy try. Gagai, it was a tough one for Gagai to catch. The pass on Ponga was not great, but that was the Knights' chance. They would have been leading 20 or 22-16 with about 10 to go. So it would have been tough for the Cowboys, but just a crazy situation, man. Crazy. Cowboys get it done. I'm obviously still recovering. My voice is starting to get better from the weekend, but it was a great game to be at. One of the all-time great atmospheres. Probably the best atmosphere I've ever been to, as in terms of Cowboys games. I've been to a lot of amazing away games this year where the atmosphere has been electric, and I think Friday night against the Sharks is going to be one of those as well. But in Townsville, home crowd, 25,000 fans in attendance, sellout. One of the great nights, man. Great win. Happy to get it done, man. We played. The thing is, yes, the Knights had a few injuries. Sure. We did lose that night at one point, which sucked. But it was a grind. The Knights came to play. Fair play to them, man. And we ended up getting it done. So I'm very pleased with the result, man. Very pleased. Now, obviously, if the Cowboys win on Friday night against the Sharks, we will take on the Panthers at Accor Stadium. I'm pretty sure it's at Accor. It's not at Penrith, I know that, because of the rules. So it'll be Accor Stadium or it'll be CommBank. It'll be one of the two, but great win. Gutsy win, to be honest. The thing is, too, that no one's talking about, for the Cowboys to have a really ordinary first half and then, end up still score 28 points, like, to beat the Cowboys, you can't let them score 20 points. If the Cowboys score 20 to 26 points, they're going to be very hard to beat. If you keep the Cowboys under 20, you're a good chance of winning. So I said during the week that if the Knights are going to beat the Cowboys, they're gonna have to try and win a 16-10 or a 18-16 type game. Cowboys scored 24 points or so. They just it's you'd be very lucky to beat them because the attack's so good. So good win for the Cowboys. I'm happy we won. We advanced to week 2. And the final game, Sunday afternoon at a Core Stadium, there was 50,000 people in attendance. Manly 24, Bulldogs 22. This game was crazy. This game was absolutely insane. So much drama and chaos in this game. I was very close on getting my score right. I said Bulldogs 26-24. I was close. Very, very close. Now, a couple of people have been going off their rocket on social media about referee decisions. And let me tell you, there were some bad ones in this game. There were some bad calls. The Stephen Crichton try. Very controversial decision there. Very controversial. That was a bad, I don't know, man. The Crichton try, it looked like he had the ball on the ground first, and the on-field call was try. So it was always going to be difficult to overturn it. The Ethan Bullimore try, that pass was a good meter forward, maybe 2. That Ethan Bullimore try was an absolute disgrace. How the bunker, the referee on field, the 2 touch judges, how they missed that forward pass is beyond me. That was a shocker. The Daly Cherry Evans try was so simple. His head wasn't even in the scrum. I was watching it live and I'm going to myself, Cherry Evans' head isn't even in the scrum here. And then they score off that play. Now, am I going to say the Bulldogs were robbed? No. Definitely not. Were there some bad calls against the Bulldogs and Manly? 100% there was. There were some shocking calls in this game. Absolutely shocking. Do I think there was a robbery? No, I don't. I don't think so. There were some really crap calls. And I think it was just one of those seesaw battle games. You know, the Bullimore try was a bad call. We know that shouldn't have been a try. But, you know, I don't think the Bulldogs are looking at Mad Monday today and going, we lost because of an Ethan Bullimore forward pass. I don't think that's what they're talking about today. I think they're just frustrated that they were leading by 10 and they end up losing. Like, the Bulldogs should have won it from that point. They had a lead on them, man. They were leading 22-12. When Skelton scored and Dogs were up 22-12, that's where they should have won. They should have got it done. The way that the Bulldogs let Kohler score, that was a disappointing try, man. That was soft. They should have made the tackle. But you got to give credit to Manly, man, because they were down 10. They looked like they were about to have their heads in a sand and looking forward to a beach trip or Mad Monday or whatever it may be. They looked like they were gone, man, but they kept fighting. Some of their players stood up, man. Paseka, Lodge, Olakawatu, Luke Brooks. I will put my hand up and say that I was wrong about Luke Brooks. I said on the podcast last week with Warriors and NRL Fanatics, Luke Brooks is not going to have a good game in the finals. I said he'll struggle under pressure. I will put my hand up and say I was wrong. He had a great game. He was very good on the weekend. Turbo was needled up, man. He didn't even look fit, but he was out there trying hard. For the Bulldogs, though, couple of problems, man. I've been saying this for a while now. Reed Mahoney, great player, but he's got to stop trying to start fights and having all these dramas with people, man. It's like, it gives away too many penalties and stuff. He's got to get that stuff in order, man. Same with Josh Curran, bro. Josh Curran does the same thing. Like, they both got to get their discipline in order, man. Like, they both got to do it. I thought Burton was really average too, to be honest. I thought Sexton was the better half out of the two, but that's just me. Connor Tracy had a good game as well. But Bulldogs, look, man, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative about the Bulldogs. I don't. They had a great season. They exceeded everyone's expectations. No one had them fifth at the start of the year unless you're a diehard Dogs fan. But the thing that is disappointing for the Bulldogs is they finished they were undefeated at Accor Stadium all year. And their last 3 games, Manly beat them by 12, Cowboys beat them by 38, and then Manly beat them by 2. All 3 of them games were at Accor Stadium. So I don't know if it was the travel that the Bulldogs had to go through at the back end of the year where they were playing Townsville, New Zealand, Bundaberg. I don't know if it was the travel that took it out of them or whatever it was, but they were undefeated at Accor all year as the home team. And they ended up losing their last 2 regular season home games. Manly beat them by 12, but it felt like 20 because of how dominant they were. And then obviously the Cowboys put a massive score on them in the last round, and then they lead by 10 here and they get run down. So it sucks for the Bulldogs. They had a good season, but they'll be disappointed with how it ended. That is for sure. What on the Manly? They advance to next week. So obviously I'll be doing my finals preview tomorrow, but you got Sharks versus Cowboys Friday night at Allianz Stadium with the winner to play the Panthers at Accor Stadium. And then you got Saturday night and you got Roosters versus Manly at Allianz Stadium and the winner to play the Storm in Melbourne. So very, very big games. Semi-finals are going to be massive, man. But I'll tell you what, before I wrap things up here, my player of the game from each game. So Panthers, Roosters player of the game, I got to go Nathan Cleary. He was outstanding. Melbourne Sharks player of the game, I feel like Harry Grant deserves it. He had a hat trick and he really stood up. Cowboys and Knights, there are so many guys that you could pick, but I'm going to go with Ruben Cotter. Font Cotter was outstanding Saturday night. And Bulldogs versus Manly, player of the game. I know he didn't score a try, but I thought Ola Kawatu was on a mission, man. So I'll give Ola Kawatu the player of the game in the Dogs Manly one. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the quick, little bit of a finals recap and review. I'm going to go and recover and get some good sleep. And then we'll be back tomorrow for the semi-final preview for tomorrow's games. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet because there's only 2 games. I might do a preview on each game separately. I'm not sure yet. I've got to go through it and work it out. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys go and check out TBC Live as well. Download the app and give them a go for the semi-final games this weekend. Sharks versus Cowboys Friday night. Roosters versus Manly Saturday night. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Like and subscribe.